She is 6 years old. She has more money this week than she did last week. Nobody gave it to her. She earned it, saved it, tracked it herself. This is not unusual in Japan. By age 7, most Japanese children can run small errands alone, manage their own coins, and have already learned the most important word in personal finance: wait. Their parents did not give her a financial literacy app. They did not pay her for chores. They did not lecture her about saving. They gave her a small box, a small notebook, and a small amount of trust. Today, I want to show you what happens when you do that and when you don't. Now picture another scene, maybe yours. The aisle, the toy, the meltdown. You said no. Then you said maybe. Then you said fine, but only if you stop crying. By the time you're at the checkout, you've spent $40 on something she'll forget by Tuesday. You feel guilty. You feel angry at yourself. You feel like a bad parent and a bad money manager at the same time. You aren't either. You've been handed two systems that don't work together. One that tells you give your child everything, and one that tells you raise a money-savvy kid. The Japanese mother is not navigating that contradiction. She has already told her daughter, "You have your own money. If you want this, this is what it costs." And the daughter has already learned, that means I have to wait. The Japanese word is okozukai, honorable small spending money. Notice the word honorable. In Japan, money given to a child is treated with the same respect as money given to anyone else. It is small, usually a few hundred yen a week. It is regular. It is hers. It is not a reward for chores. It is not contingent on behavior. It is a practice her family is giving her, the way they once practiced bowing or eating or sleeping. By age 6, she has been getting okozukai for 2 years. By age 12, she has 6 years of practice managing her own resources. By the time she is a teenager, she has done what most American adults are still figuring out at 25. Rule 1. The coin jar. In Japan, the allowance is small and physical. A first grader receives the equivalent of about $2 a week. A fifth grader maybe 5. A high schooler 10. These are real numbers. $2 a week. In the West, parents Venmo their 7-year-old $15 for taking out the trash and wonder why the child has no relationship with money. The point of okozukai is not the amount. The point is the practice. Coins are not abstract. Coins clink. Coins disappear when you spend them. Coins reappear when you save. A small child cannot understand that a digital balance changed by $3, but she absolutely understands that her wooden box has one less coin than it did yesterday. The Japanese mother knows this, so she gives her child real money. Small, physical, hers. That is rule 1.
Rule 2. In Japan, there is a 120-year-old tradition called Kakeibo, the household accounting book. It was invented in 1904 by Hani Motoko, the first female journalist in Japan, for housewives. But today, Japanese parents use a child-sized version of the same tool. The notebook has 3 columns: came in, went out, left. Every time she receives okozukai, she writes the amount in the came in column. Every time she spends, she writes it in went out. At the end of every week, she totals the left column. This is not a chore. This is a meditation. Studies on childhood financial habits show one consistent finding: children who write down what they spend save twice as much as children who don't. The act of writing forces a pause, a tiny moment of self-reflection before money disappears. A 6-year-old with a notebook is already practicing what most adults are not. She is seeing her money. That is rule 2. Rule 3. The red envelope. Once a year, on January 1st, every Japanese child receives Otoshidama, year jewel. It is money, usually a few thousand yen, given in a beautifully decorated red and gold envelope by parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. The ritual is everything. The child does not tear the envelope open at the table. She does not count the money in front of the giver. She bows, says arigatou gozaimasu, and places the envelope away to be opened later, privately, with reverence. She does not spend otoshidama. She saves it. By age 18, a Japanese teenager who has saved her otoshidama every year has the equivalent of $2,000 to $3,000, money she has watched grow, money she has touched, money she has waited for. The American teenager who has been Venmoed $10 a week for 8 years has spent every penny of it. That is rule 3. I know what you're thinking. My kid wouldn't sit still long enough to write in a notebook. My family doesn't have grandparents who give red envelopes. We don't even use cash anymore. That's okay. The rituals are not the lesson. The patience is the lesson. Stay with me. Rule 4. In Japan, frugality is not a hardship, it is a virtue. The word is Setsuyaku. It means thrift, but the connotation is closer to taking only what you need. It is taught the same way itadakimasu is taught, quietly, daily, by example. Japanese parents do not lecture their children about money, they model it. The mother who says, "We don't need to buy that, we have one at home," is teaching her child more about financial literacy than any app. The father who darns his work pants instead of replacing them is teaching her about value. The grandmother who reuses a jar to store tea is teaching her that new is not always better. Children copy what they see, not what they're told. If your child sees you order food on impulse, swipe cards without thought, and replace things you already have, she will do the same. With her Okozukai, with her future paycheck, with her whole life. The most powerful financial lesson you will ever teach is the one she watches you live. That is Rule 4. Why does the Okozukai system work? Not just culturally, biologically. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that handles delayed gratification, does not finish developing until around age 25. It is built like a muscle. It strengthens through small daily repetitions. Wait, choose, decide, wait again. Every time a Japanese child looks at a toy and decides not to buy it because she has only 200 yen this week, her prefrontal cortex strengthens. Every time a Western child throws a tantrum and gets the toy anyway, her prefrontal cortex atrophies. She is being trained to associate distress with reward. You are not just raising a kid who is good with money. You are building her brain.
The framework you can take home tonight. Before the request, set a small, predictable allowance, weekly, in cash, in a jar she can see. Give her a small notebook. Show her how to write in 3 columns. Decide together what will be hers to manage. Snacks, small toys, phone cases. During the request, at the store, don't say no to spending. Say, do you have enough in your jar? If yes, let her decide. Even if it's wasteful, she is practicing. If no, don't buy it for her. Don't soften it. Wait is the lesson. No bargaining. No, if you stop crying, I'll get it. Once. After the request, don't comment on what she bought. Help her write it down. Came in, went out, left. Praise the tracking, not the saving. The habit is the win, not the result. 3 structures, repeated weekly, for years. If you remember nothing else, remember 3 things. 1. Money is a practice, not a reward. Okozukai. Small, regular, predictable, hers. 2. Write it down. Every transaction in 3 columns. The pen is a pause. The pause is the lesson. 3. Children copy what they see. The most powerful financial lesson you will teach is the one your child watches you live. You will not get this right tomorrow, but you have your child for one short stretch of years. You can give her, quietly, patiently, by example, the relationship with money that most people spend their whole lives learning the hard way. If this resonated, if you're tired of the aisle meltdowns, the impulse buys, the feeling that you're failing on both fronts at once, I wrote a book for you. It's called Unplug My Child. Inside, you'll find the full before, during, after framework for money, for screens, for sleep, for tantrums, with scripts you can use tonight, with a 30-day reset plan you can actually finish. It is not about being a perfect parent. It is about being a patient one, the kind whose presence calms the room before any rule does. The link is in the description. I want to leave you with the image we started with. A 6-year-old girl, a small box, a small notebook, a small amount of trust. She is not going to be perfect with money. Neither am I. Neither are you. But every Sunday she sits down with her little notebook and writes 3 numbers. Came in, went out, left. Your kitchen does not need to be Japanese. You just need to give her something small, predictable, hers, and then trust her to learn, quietly, slowly, by writing it down. That is how Japanese parents raise children who don't waste money. Quietly, patiently, 1 coin at a time.